Happy Friday, you guys. I am officially 8 weeks and 1 day out. 8 weeks just hits different. I am so freaking excited. I am going to take you guys through a full day in the life on a Friday. Chad's away for the weekend, so it's literally just me in my prep routine, and that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna show you guys all of my meals. We're gonna go get my hair done today. A little bit darker, a little bit of a different vibe. I'm really excited about it because it's gonna go so well with my suit that I ordered last week. I took measurements last week and sent them in, picked out my color, and I can't wait to see it when it comes in. I got a new posing suit. It's gonna be a really fun day to show you guys. So first up, I got my braids in, I got my big t-shirt on. You know what time it is. It is cardio time. So I'll catch you in there.
All these thoughts are running through my head, 'cause your goodbye left me high and dry. No, I'm feeling so misled by all your lies. I'm high and dry, high and dry. I'm high and dry, high and dry.
Just wrapped up my cardio. I just started a new show on Netflix. I just finished House of Anubis. Comment below if you also watched that growing up, because that was one of my favorite shows ever. I'm now watching Queen Charlotte, and having something to watch during cardio makes it almost exciting to go because you get bought into a show and then you're excited to watch the next episode. So about one episode of that show is one session of cardio. So it works out really, really well. I'm about to go inside, shower, get ready for the day, and then figure out what I'm gonna do. It's about 8 a.m. right now, and my hair appointment is at 9:30. So got about an hour. Might do some work, but also might save it because I'm gonna be sitting there for like 3 hours. So we will see.
We had it all, then at the wall.
The kitties like to wait at the top of the stairs when I get back from cardio. Sometimes it's Jerry, sometimes it's Bean. But since Chad has been gone, Bean has been.
Mistake, drowning in heartache. I tell myself, don't look back, he's not worth a single tear.
Starting off my full day of eating with this drink that I make once or twice a day. It does help with my digestion a little bit, especially as food is getting a little bit lower. And electrolytes are really important when you live in Las Vegas because it's so hot all the time. And I'm doing a lot of cardio. I don't usually sweat this much. I've also been sitting in the sauna like 5 to 6 times a week. I didn't this morning just because of my hair appointment. I usually hop in right after cardio, but this helps to replenish my electrolytes. And then glutamine is phenomenal for my gut health. I have taken it for years and my body really, really loves it.
By all your lies, I'm high and dry, high and dry.
Shower.
All these thoughts are running through my head, 'cause your goodbye left me high and dry. No, I'm feeling so misled by all your lies. I'm high and dry. I watched it burn to no return. I saw you light matches, so we became ashes. Can't think straight. Is this my fate? Didn't think you would leave me. I'll never be set free. I tell myself, don't look back, he's not worth a single tear. Things will get better with time. Move on, forget the past. Feelings fade or disappear. Things will get better with time.
I was gonna try and put on something cute and then it took me more than like 2 minutes. So I was like, t-shirt it is. That's how my brain works in prep right now. If it takes me any longer than 2 minutes to make my decision fatigue, done. Like we just make the decision and we move on. We got an Anaka shirt on, Buff Bunny shorts on. I'm probably gonna wear some Adidas sandals and head off to my hair appointment. But first, coffee, and then we'll go. I decided to not wear makeup because I want her to also dye my eyebrows so that they actually match my hair. Since my hair is naturally pretty light, you guys can see the roots growing out. I'm naturally like a mid-brown, kind of blonde, kind of pulls gray. Apparently it's like super beautiful. It's like the mushroom brown, mushroom blonde trend. Brown hair is just my vibe. So That's why my eyebrows are so light. So I'm gonna get her to use the dye that she uses on my hair so that they match perfectly.
High and dry. I'm high and dry. High and dry. We had it all, then hit the wall. Oh, you were too savage, causing me damage. I felt safe. You played the game, made me feel like a mistake, drowning in heartache. I tell myself, don't look back. He's not worth a single tear. Things will get better with time. Move on, forget the past. Feelings fade or disappear. Things will get better with time. They will get better with time. All these
We're officially ready to go for my hair appointment. I'm gonna show you guys everything that I'm bringing because it's a long appointment. I gotta get this whole thing taken out and reinstalled and dyed. I think we're gonna do a little bit of a cut on my natural, my natural hair to kind of clean it up because my ultimate goal is to be able to take these out one day. I've been on a whole hair health journey, but it will not happen because I have to have beautiful long hair for the stage. So this is what I'm bringing today, a tripod so that I can be filming. I'm bringing 2 different WEFs. This is a 22 and then this is an 18, depending on if we want to do layers, phone charger, laptop charger, and my laptop itself. In the Buff Bunny bag, love this so much as like an everyday little backpack. If you wanted to bring meals, you could stick it in there. I have been intermittent fasting kind of intentionally, but also like not super intentionally. When I wake up, go do cardio, come back, it usually just like pushes back my first meal because I like to come back, dive into a little bit of work before I come back out to eat. If not, I feel like I'm just getting work started a little bit late. So I will eat my first meal when I get home. So far, all that we've had today is coffee over cardio, my little concoction with my glutamine and stuff. I've had my EAAs and now I've had a little bit of coffee. So we'll join you guys at the hair salon and I'll show you guys what I plan on doing.
I'm high and dry. High and dry.
This is Joanne. She is incredible, a miracle worker. I found her on Instagram when I moved to Las Vegas and absolutely obsessed.
Then hit the wall. Oh, you were too savage, causing me damage. I felt safe. You played the game, made me feel like
If you guys saw my first or second vlog ever, I was talking about how I was on this hair health journey, and this is the first time that I've taken my extensions out and not been like, it's too thin, it's too short. She is doing the thing. So I'm so happy about it. But the extensions are still going back in. The color is in. She's going to dye my extensions right now. This is in here for like 35 minutes. Then we'll wash it out and we'll tone it. Put the extensions back in. I think we're gonna do a little chop of my natural hair because I used to get balayage for a really, really long time. And the ends of it are just like breaking off. So my hair to like here is pretty thick, but down here it's pretty thin. So we gotta even it out a little bit. So we went a little bit darker. It's still very much brown. It looks kind of like black, but when you go outside, you'll see that it's still like a very, very dark brown. So this was my inspo right here, and she nailed it. I love it. Now I'm gonna go home and eat my first meal of the day. Meal 1 is going down. My camera was about to die at the hairdressing salon. I wanted to film a lot more to show like the process, but we got the before and after, so that's what matters. Obsessing with this whole dark vibe that we have going on right now. But I'm really freaking hungry, so I made my meal 1. We have spaghetti squash, egg whites, spinach, mushrooms, hot sauce, sugar-free ketchup, and we are going to be using this Noble Made all-purpose seasoning. I was using bagel seasoning, but I ran out. So something new that I've been doing with my meals is I am now tracking my sodium intake. And the reason for this is just to make sure that we're keeping it nice and consistent throughout prep. And we have a good baseline of where I'm falling and where I'm at, so that when we get closer to like peak week and we're starting to manipulate sodium and things like that, we will have a concrete number and not just like clicks of salt, because I've seen that on peak weeks and stuff, and like, how do you quantify a click? We need the grams because the sodium potassium does matter. So on my MyFitnessPal here, you will see that I'm tracking the hot sauce as well. It doesn't contain any calories, but I'm tracking it for sodium purposes. So if you're not in prep, or if you have like absolutely no reason to track sodium, please don't do that. Don't track coffee, don't track your hot sauce or your spices. It's really not that deep. This is just a prep thing. So lots of volume in this meal for the macros that I get. It has been an absolute prep staple. I'm gonna throw this down and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. I feel officially revived. My brain is working again. I got so hungry after that appointment that like I just needed to eat. So now I just made myself a little cup of decaf, and I'm going to be adding this Morphogen adaptogen and the cream flavor. I've been really loving the chai flavor. The French vanilla is also phenomenal. And what's cool about this product is that it contains cordyceps, lion's mane, reishi, all of the adaptogens that help with not only concentration and focus, which we need all of right now, but adrenal support, because you're pretty stressed out with all the dieting and the cardio during prep. So supporting my body in a calorie-free and a very yummy way. So I'm gonna add this to my coffee, and then we're gonna hop into some work for the day. It's a pretty light day today, so kind of like a half day of work, which worked out beautifully with my hair appointment. And then I'm gonna show you my meal 2, maybe meal 3. It's a little bit later in the day because it is now 2 p.m. already. I delayed my last meal by a while with that hair appointment, so we're gonna have to see how these meals actually shake out. If you guys know, you know, from my last YouTube video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Then at the wall, those spacers are on. Aura ring is on my toe, and now we can start work. I find that if I am typing while I'm working, I don't always count all of my steps, and my steps are pretty high right now. They're at like 14K, so I need to be getting all of these steps in, so we wear the Aura ring on my toe. Move on, forget the past, feelings fade or disappear. This has been a little bit. I just went and grabbed some packages and some mail. I'm gonna show you guys what I got because I'm really excited about it, and then we're gonna make our next meal. All right, so it has to do with these. I have started doing my own at-home nails. It's my first set ever, and honestly, for my first set, I'm not that upset. I did my own UV gel tips with my own gel polish. I kind of rushed this side so it doesn't look like, not like a 5-year-old did it, maybe like an 8-year-old did it. It's not that bad. It was worse when I first did it because there was still stuff all over it, and a lot of it came off in the shower, so grateful for that. But next time I won't be too lazy to go and get a brush to do the acetone around the edges and make sure that I clean it all up first. So we'll be doing that. I also realized I didn't properly glue these down because they're wiggling a little bit too much. So I'm going to redo them this weekend the right way, not rushing it. And I got an electric nail drill. It's only like 15 bucks, so great. This whole setup costs as much as like 2 manis. So it pays for itself as long as I am patient and learn how to do it, which I'm really excited for. I think it's gonna force me to like sit down and do things. I'm not one that like watches movies or likes to sit anywhere for a really long time. So I think this is going to be a good test of patience. So this is also going to help me like clean up the glue around the edges so that it doesn't get like uneven and things like that. So I will be using this weekend. I got the rose gold color. Didn't want to go fully pink, so just rose gold. Now, meal 2. I'm gonna do a Greek yogurt bowl. This meal is usually pretty interchangeable. I either go for like some sort of Greek yogurt bowl thing, or I go for a salad. And I don't wanna go for a salad because it's like 3:05 and I usually go train, or I eat my pre-training meal around like 5. And I feel like the salad's just gonna take up too much space in my stomach, and I don't wanna be like super bloated going into my workout and like not digest all of that. So yeah, Greek yogurt bowl it is. The single tear, things will get better with time. Move on, forget the past, feelings fade or disappear. Chia seed yogurt bowl is officially made. I wait for it to gel a little bit. So I actually end up adding a little bit of like almond milk or water to kind of thin it out, especially after I add this protein cookie butter to it, because it does make it thicker. So I like the chia seeds to swell up a little bit and kind of do their job. You know, I don't like to chew on really hard chia seeds. So giving them a little bit of liquid and allowing it to sit for a second, it gets a little bit more jelly instead of just like crunchy. So the macros on this bad boy are 19.6 carb, 5.6 fat, and 32.5 protein. So not as high volume as a salad, which is good. It definitely serves its purpose. There are other days that the salad just hits different, keeps me a little bit fuller for longer. So yeah, that's gonna be my meal 2. My next meal will be my pre-workout meal. I'm gonna hop on a team call right now and I'll catch you in a little bit.
I forgot to mention that a major key to any sort of oat bowl or yogurt bowl is eating with a smaller spoon, because it makes it last so much longer when you take these small little bites. So as you get deeper into your diet or into prep, these are a must.
As feelings fade or disappear, things will get better with time.
Back at my desk, this is my pre-workout coffee that I just made. So I have 2 caffeinated coffees a day, one in the morning and then one before my workout instead of pre-workout. I still take pump, which I will show you guys later because I track it because of my sodium, but this is my caffeinated cup number 2. So gonna sip on this while I get the rest of my steps and do some work, and then we'll make my pre-workout meal. So back into the work hole I go. All right guys, we done did it. 11,919 steps. I try and hit 12K before I wrap up my treadmill and put it into the closet. So by the time I get to the gym and I pose after my training session tonight, we should be at 14,000 steps for the day, which is super exciting because that means that I get to eat my oatmeal, and I look forward to this every single freaking day. It is my favorite of all time. You guys know I have a love affair with oatmeal. So I'm so excited to show you my everyday oat bowl as it stands right now. It's probably gonna get some tweaks here with this next macro adjustment, just with where my macros are at. We're probably gonna have to bust out the pumpkin, and it's honestly the perfect time of year to do that because it's August and pumpkin spice is already dropping everywhere. So we are right on schedule. So meet you in the kitchen in 3, 2, 1. The gang is all here. And let me tell you, there's a very specific order in which I make my oats so that everything is ready on time and there is no delay in me actually being able to eat my meal. This is what I've noticed on prep. Everything has a very specific order in which I do things. Next time I do a full day feeding, I'll show you guys how I make my breakfast, because if things are not done in that order, I have to wait, things get cold, and it's just not a good time. And my oats are no different. So first, we cook the oats. And we're going to start with, I already messed up. I already got this backwards. Hang on, I forgot one ingredient. This is the star of the show. This is the peach. Peach macros are phenomenal. If you are dieting, get some peaches. You don't just have to eat berries. I also have strawberries in there in case I need like some more carbs. But peaches are so high volume. For 150 gram peach, or 137 was yesterday, so it's about the average. It's 14 carbs. 14 carbs for an entire fruit. Follow me. So first thing that we do is we wash off the peach. We make sure that we dry her off, because if any grams of water get on the scale, it's gonna count as a gram of peach, and that is a very precious carb that we don't want to waste. Then we take out the pit, because again, we don't want to be weighing that. We want to be saving all the carb macros that we can, properly tracking them. And then we weigh out the peach first, because that determines how many grams of oats we need. So this is a bigger peach than last time. We have 155 grams. So I'm gonna plug that in and see where my macros fall now. All right, there we go. That's a very sad serving of oats. So now that this is all sliced up, we get to weigh out our oats to cook while we slice the peach. I will say that this is my most carb-heavy meal of the day. I have tried to really maximize the amount of carbs that I keep around my workout, even as my calories get lower. My pre and post workout meal are the most carb heavy, calorie heavy meals that I have, and it has really helped me to maintain and optimize my performance, especially as I have started training later in the evening. So I started training later at night just because I would get like stressed about work and being there around 11 a.m. That might have to change depending on what my energy levels look like as I get deeper into prep. By the way, I just put cinnamon in there and I'm gonna add the water. I don't measure it. I just kind of like eyeball it. So the biggest thing that I can recommend to you when you're dieting is to keep as much food around your workout as you possibly can, because the goal is to maintain performance. You don't want to be losing strength. I mean, you're going to lose strength in a prep, but you don't want to be dropping your performance or improperly allocating your food when your goal is to bring your best possible physique to the stage. So even though it sucks and I have to eat lower calorie for like the majority of the day, my training has been improving this entire prep. So I'm very, very grateful for all of it. And you just gotta get a little bit creative with your other meals during the day. So that's why I've been eating things like salads and squash instead of potatoes in the morning, and it's been doing the trick so far. But with me currently being 8 weeks out, we're about to start like getting into some shit. So we'll keep you guys updated as we continue, but I am genuinely pretty stoked with everything right now. I'm gonna pop up my progress pictures from when I started my prep to my most recent check-in. She's done chopping the peach. But I'm currently down at the time of speaking this. Might be different from the time that I have uploaded this because I'm dropping weight pretty rapidly, which I'm very grateful for at this point in prep. Currently down about 15 pounds over the course of the last 12 weeks. So we are definitely cooking. And over the course of the last just like couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I'll show you this difference right here. That was just 2 weeks apart. My body is like, girl, we are here, we are ready. Very excited to see how things keep progressing. I probably still have about anywhere from, I'd say like 10 to 12 more pounds to lose. So we gonna cook today. I have a feeling that a low weigh-in will come tomorrow. It usually comes 4 days post refeed. I had a refeed on Tuesday, and I usually hit low weigh-ins on Saturdays, post refeed, but just Saturdays, I think, from lowered stress from not working and then from getting to sleep in. So fingers crossed. Now that my peach is chopped up, my oats have cooled a little bit, so they got a little bit thicker. I'm going to add some vegan protein. Comment down below if you are team vanilla vegan protein. It's definitely like hit or miss for me. It's gotta be a good vanilla vegan protein or else it just tastes like earth. And here, we're getting very specific with the spoons again. 2 spoons go into the making of this meal. So this is the one that I stir up my oats with and I actually eat. The soup spoon has just like the perfect surface area for getting the optimal amount of oats to peach ratio, and it also helps to scrape out the nut butter whenever it comes time for that, but we always eat that last. And this spoon is a smaller one that we use to actually scoop out the nut butter and put it on top, and then we get to this spoon. So I'm going to start with this raw vanilla vegan protein. I'm going to use about 34, not about, we're going to use 34 grams of it. And now we use the base spoon to stir it up, because again, we don't want to waste a macro. We're gonna stir it up and leave this spoon in there so we get to lick it out. And the reason that I love vegan protein in my oats is because it is so much thicker than whey. Also, I just don't live like a bunch of whey in my stomach. It tends to upset my stomach a little bit, so vegan is the way to go. Now, this is when we plop the peaches on top. And last, but certainly not least, is this American Dream Dirt Pudding cashew butter, which is phenomenal. I just got a new shipment in there of their newest flavors, so we'll rotate this out. We have probably about like a third of this left, so whenever I finish it, I try and do one at a time so that I make sure that I like finish them, and it's easier to just copy and paste my meals, you know. So 18, 19 grams of this. The macros on these are phenomenal, by the way. So for a full 28 gram serving, which is like not small, mind you. So this is 20 grams. It's like, that's a decent sized serving. 19 grams, okay. That is my serving, and it is only 6.8 fat, 4.8 protein, and 6.8 carb. And this has Oreos in it and Cadbury eggs. So, like, you literally cannot beat these macros. For the full serving, it is 10 fat, 10 carbs, 7 protein. Bless up. Anyone that's dieting or just likes to be a little bit extra with their food, 12 out of 10 recommend American Dream Nut Butter. And if you are going to weigh out your peanut butter, don't weigh it out putting it in the oat bowl. Put the peanut butter on the scale, because then you get to weigh this food. And this is my finished oat bowl. The macros of the whole thing are 41.1 carb, 10.7 fat, 29.6 protein. So this is my biggest meal of the entire day that I have going on, which I know I'm gonna feel so good after it, and we're gonna fuel a push day, a deload push day, which I am very grateful for. Again, my body has been dropping inflammation like crazy. So we're getting some new lines, very exciting, but still gonna be a fun workout regardless. Oh my God, I forgot the salt. I keep forgetting this. So I use a very specific scale for my seasonings. This is a tiny little scale that I got on Amazon, and this is what I use to weigh out the seasoning I used this morning, and then this salt. So I'm going to use about like half of a gram of salt, 0.67. Make sure that you guys are salting your pre-workout meal. It helps with pumps, performance, especially if you're training somewhere that it is hot outside. You need those electrolytes. By the way, salt on peanut butter is just so fire. All right, so now I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna eat this. Probably gonna get back to some clients. Then I'm gonna change and go to the gym.
At the wall, oh, you were too savage, causing me
Got my sports bra on. You're ready to train push. We just got to get our pump in. So, starting with creatine monohydrate for the gains, for the creatine phosphate energy pathway that we primarily use when we work out. Do about 5 grams, I eyeball it, and a scoop of the raw pump. Ooh, raspberry lemonade. We get the strawberry or raspberry lemonade flavors. Those are my favorite. Raw definitely has like a very distinct raw flavor. So, took me a minute to grow into it, but the pumps are phenomenal. Got water and ice in here. Ice is the key. It tastes so much better when it's super cold. Ready to go? I will see you guys at the gym. It's a deload week, so I'm not gonna film my workout. Fun fact, I tried to film my 0 to 1 RIR week twice last week. This camera died, and my phone ran out of storage, and then we didn't have microphones the 3rd time. So like, rest in peace, I'll film a workout next week, because I haven't done that for you guys on the channel, and all of my workouts are going to be changing, which is really, really exciting. We're gonna be doing some higher SFR movements, so like less barbell work and stuff that's a little bit less taxing on the body as I go into this last back half of my prep. So we'll keep you guys updated, but for now, we deload. Okay, this is my last meal of the evening. I just got back from the gym, and I realized that I told you guys I would see you at the gym, and then proceeded to tell you that I was not gonna film my workout and I was gonna film it last time, or film it next time. So, prep brain moment, it's fine. So my last meal of the night is chicken and sweet potatoes from FlexPro, and let me tell you, it is so nice to come home and just have that already prepped and not have to actually cook anything. You just throw it in the microwave and heat it up. And what I really appreciate about FlexPro is that they don't add unnecessary sodium to like their sweet potatoes or their chicken or anything, because that really does add up. And now that I'm paying attention to that, it's something that I really do appreciate, aside from not having to cook all of these things in bulk. I just added some sugar-free G. Hughes teriyaki sauce on top, and that is where I'm gonna call it. What I have noticed is that in my last meal of the evening, I try and keep it relatively bland. Like, it still tastes really good. I love the flavor of the chicken and the teriyaki sauce, it's great, but I try not to have my last meal be very highly palatable, not super high volume, not anything that would be like super sweet or cause a ton of cravings, because it just makes you want to eat more in the evenings. And this is when you're like out of food, you're about to go to bed. So I just make it something that like gets the job done, right? I got my protein, I got my carbs, perfect post-workout, added a sauce so I'm not like a psychopath and just eating bland ass food, and I don't have any cravings afterwards. So 10 out of 10, recommend if you are dieting and you struggle with nighttime cravings or anything like that, kicks it to the curb. So hit all of my macros for the day. Very, very excited to see what my weigh-in is tomorrow. I do have a feeling it'll be a low weigh-in tomorrow. Next time you see me, I will be 7 weeks out, which is absolutely wild and so exciting. Every single part of this prep is so freaking exciting. So grateful that you guys watched to the end of this video. If you guys could give it a thumbs up, comment, share, like, subscribe, all of the things, and I will catch you guys next time.
Your goodbye left me high and dry.